I've been working with YouTube for 3 years now, and the most common question I get is, why didn't I get more views? Everybody wants more subs, everybody wants more views, but YouTube is competitive. There are so many people making videos. There's effectively infinite content, but there's very finite time. So people have to choose. They could be doing anything. They could be watching your video, watching someone else's video. They could be going outside. They could be going to the movies. They could be playing soccer. There's so many different things that they could be doing. So you really have to give people a reason to watch your video. You have to have a good thumbnail to attract their attention. If they're scrolling, what about your thumbnail is going to make them stop and lock on that, to even give you a chance of them watching? What about your title is going to intrigue them, make them just have to know the answer? When they click on your video, what's going to tell them it was worth the risk? It's worth their time to keep watching. So effectively, your thumbnail and your title make a promise, and the introduction of your video has to deliver on that promise. And then what's going to keep them interested to keep watching? What new questions are you going to raise even as you're answering other ones? What journey are you going to take them on? What emotions are you going to give them? People won't always remember who you are or what you've watched, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So asking like, how do I get more views? How do I get more subs? It really is just putting in the time, being thoughtful, thinking about the experience, and then setting yourself up for success. The biggest mistake I see creators do on YouTube is focusing too much on metrics too soon. If you're not getting a lot of views, if you're not getting a lot of data, it's really hard to separate the noise from the signal. It's very hard to figure out what people are coming for. They could be just testing the tires, trying it out. You really want to think of your first few years on YouTube as school. And maybe your channel blows up faster, maybe it takes a little bit longer, but it really is a learning process. You have to give yourself permission to learn, to make a video, to make a list of things you want to improve for the next video, to work on that until you've got it and then go on to the next thing, to always like consciously try to make your videos better and not worry about like, what's my CTR, what's my EVD, all those numbers. Once you start getting consistently thousands of views, millions of views, you can start looking at that data and figuring out different actions. But in the beginning, just let yourself learn. The YouTube algorithm, what is it? The algorithm is a way to handle recommendations. In a world where there is so much content, even if you subscribe to channels, let's say you subscribe to 10 channels, and then 100, and then 1,000, and they all publish one video a week, and you have time to watch 3 videos a day, how do you even know what videos to watch? How do you know the channels you haven't found yet? How do you know the great things that you might not even know that you want to learn yet? So the algorithm is a way to try to figure out recommendations based on what you personally like. It can be thought of like a proxy for the audience. We often have people say like, what does the algorithm want? The algorithm just wants to follow the audience. So the real trick is to think about the audience, be there for the audience, and then the algorithm is following you. Think about it as automated word of mouth. If I love a video, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell 3 friends about it. If they love it, they might tell 3 friends, and so on and so on. That's really what the algorithm wants to do, is to automate that word of mouth process. The more you can think about who am I making this video for and kind of give them the most satisfying experience possible, that's not only what the algorithm wants, that's what the audience wants. YouTube's North Star is satisfaction. In the beginning, it was just click-through rate, but then people would clickbait, and then it went to watch time. But we realized that not all watch time is created equal. People could watch something that they were doom watching or rubbernecking and not feel good afterwards. Like they couldn't turn away, but they didn't like what they watched and they would feel bad afterwards. And we call that regretted watch time. And YouTube really wanted valued watch time. So we index heavily on satisfaction. We'll run surveys asking people, how good was this recommendation for you? We'll also look at like the ratio of likes and dislikes. We'll look at people said like, please don't, I'm not interested in this, or please don't recommend this channel again. We'll look at like average views per viewer, like how often did they come back to the channel? All sorts of data points to figure out like, not only did they watch it, but did they consider it valuable use of their time? And that's really what the algorithm wants. Not just engagement for engagement's sake, not just like, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, but did the person get something out of it? That's what we really want to key on. One of the new and interesting things on YouTube is the use of like large language models, but not for doing generative AI, but for holding more parameters. So once you start holding more parameters, you can get more specific with recommendations. So let's say you watch a video on Indian food. Previously, I might think, oh, you like Indian food. And that might be true, but maybe you like curries, and instead of more Indian food recipes, you want more curries, whether they're Thai or Caribbean or African. we can understand like this more specificity of what you're interested in. And creators don't want their videos put in front of the wrong audience. Audience don't want recommendations they're not interested in. So this is allowing us to just have better quality matches for everybody. There are a couple of features on YouTube that I really love but aren't that well known. For long form creators, there's a correction feature. So you can go into the description and type correction, put time code, and then put some text in it, and that'll be shown at that time code. So let's say you got the name of the city wrong, or you said thousands instead of millions. You can pop up a correction, because people sometimes worry, like, there's no way to fix my video afterwards. Do I need to take it down? Do I need to make a new one? Do I need to panic? Do I need to pin a comment? But you can just put that correction in the description field and it'll pop up and inform people about it. For short form creators, you can reply to a comment with a short and it'll put that comment in the short and you can have whole conversations. A lot of people think that shorts are great for reach, but not great for community. But if you start replying with shorts, you can say, I love this movie, this was great. A comment can be, no, it wasn't good because of this reason. You can reply to another short going, I see that reason, but I also think this. And then someone else can reply and you can build out these some whole channels are built around just replying to comments around different issues that people find mutually interesting. The feature that gives you a superpower that people don't key into enough is live interaction. So if you're making long form videos, you can do premieres where you've already made the video, but when it goes live, when the video actually is published, it goes live in a sense where you can have a chat and you can interact with your audience and watch it together. So the video starts playing, you get a countdown, people can get notified, they'll see it in their recommendations, and then you can have a whole discussion with them while the video is playing. Or you can just go live every once in a while. You could pick a special event, you could pick a milestone like to celebrate your first year on YouTube, your 5th year, 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, and just say like casual chat, ask me questions, interact, talk to your audience. Not everyone is going to come through. You might get like 10%, 1% of your audience, but those people are probably your biggest fans, your super fans. They're the ones who might join your membership or might be there first in the comments all the time. And it gives them such an uplift to know that you're there and seeing them and interacting with them. It really builds those bonds. AI versus human content. I don't think it's a versus, I think it's an and. There's so many different levels of AI, and AI is just a tool. I started off in graphics and I would literally paint, and then I got an airbrush, and then I got Photoshop, and then I got content-aware fill, and now there's generative fill. And it's just more tools that allow me to do the same job better and faster. There are also things I am terrible at. I am terrible at doing spreadsheets. But now that I have AI in spreadsheets, I can do things that just me personally could never do before. So it fills in gaps for me. It also lets me do things like prototyping. If I wanted to test 20 thumbnails, I don't have the time or the ability to do that, but I can get like a bunch of prototypes made, pick the ones I really love, and then put my time and effort into making that one really shine. So I think like you have to have a partnership. It's like a jamming buddy. I use it to roast my scripts, roast the script harder. Is it confusing? Am I forgetting something? All these things that if I had infinite time, I'd do on my own, but I don't. So it becomes that always available assistant. So I think like on YouTube, we make a bunch of AI tools. Whether you use them or not is up to you. We treat content the same, like the same community guidelines, monetization policies. They apply to human content. Humans have created terrible and magnificent things for years. With AI, we'll see more terrible and magnificent things, probably faster and at higher velocity. But I would like just say, use it to enhance your human creativity. Keep yourself as the core and let it help you do things you couldn't do before and faster than you could do them before.